2018. I'm trying to ride a motorcycle every day and document every day that I do. Hashtag 365 motorcycle. This is a continuation of day 167.
We're back. Yep. So I'm behind. Looks like two female bikers. One with one signal on going left. The other one with a signal on going right. But I think they're both going to be going left. So yeah, still the 15th. Still the 16th. I am going to a Cycle Gear. I don't want to say anything about anybody's riding, but that wasn't a great turn. I'm on Thumper. Just got new shoes on Thumper, so pretty excited about that. Tires look cool. Yep. Couldn't remember if that's the turn, but it definitely is. Should have went there, would have been faster. But yep. So just going to Cycle Gear, trying to see if I can use my Ram. Let me restart that. Going to see if I can use my vehicle mounted GPS on my bike, if I can find a 1/2 inch ball to clip it into. So I think I should be able to. I think there's an aftermarket version of Ram balls that are that size, and I think I saw on Cycle Gear. So just be my luck if I can do that. That will save me from having to pull a I was like, man, so many crazy drivers. People love Starbucks except for me. Yeah, so that'll save me from having to pull a harness off of another bike, because I really don't want to do that for the GPS. The one that used to be on this bike just really started acting funny, so I pulled it off and just put another one on it. But then I think I needed the harness off of this bike for something else, so we have an extra one, but it's just not a one that maybe will even work. So I'm hoping I can just use the car one, because neither the AT or this bike have GPS hookup. Man, I don't know what my problem is, why I can't talk today, but it's pretty crazy that I can't. So all right, well, let's head back in here. Funny, Africa Twin, just like mine. Alright, peace out.
Recording.
Yeah, and we're back. Yep.
I was too cheap to buy this whole kit because I just needed the ball, so I ordered one from Revzilla, who owns Cycle Gear anyway.
So, still the 16th, still Saturday. It's pretty cool, man. I ran into a guy that has the same Africa Twin I have, pretty much almost identical. I mean, not exactly identical, but has the same crash bars. It's the same color, the silver color, which is only out for a year. So it was cool. He has the I guess they're called GV cases, different ones than mine. I bought the Trekkers because that's what I have racks for, but he has the more heavy duty beefy ones, and that's what one of Mrs. Smith's friends got for his XR 1000. So maybe that's something I'll get up to, and then I'll just convert the other one strictly to top box use. So alright, well, had nobody to tell that I saw on Africa Twin just like mine. So unfortunately I'm riding the 650 Thumper, so it wasn't as cool as if they were both next to each other, but it is what it is. Alright, well, with that, peace out. And we're back. Today's Sunday, 17th. I'm riding the Hornet today. I'm riding with Mrs. Smith on the Black Widow, but the comm's not working, and that'll be a good lead in to my technology rant. Guess which starts yesterday. I wanted to watch. We have the video pass from MotoGP. Okay, so last year the pass worked fine on our smart TV. This year just totally stopped working. So the workaround for that was to plug the computer in through an HDMI cable, which was working perfectly until yesterday, when at 9 o'clock we went to go watch the race, and none of the videos would play. And downloaded every browser, in the world. We were using Internet Explorer. Started to try Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Google Chrome. None of them would work. So I stayed up. I was so angry. I stayed up till 2:30 in the morning trying to figure a workaround for this. Different cables, trying to sync my pad to the TV, and effing nothing worked. So all I did was wake up tired and realize if I want to watch MotoGP today, we'll be watching it on our little pad. So we'll be watching it on like a, probably like a 4x6 or 7-inch screen. So that's awesome. Pay $160 to watch it, and I'll be watching it on a little thing. So that was pissed me off enough. Then this morning we get up, we go on a ride, and these goddamn Senas, man, go to sync them up, have the usual nonsense problem syncing them up, and then finally we sync them up, and I can hear Mrs. Smith, but I'm doing my rant right now. Yeah, so I could hear Mrs. Smith, but she couldn't hear me, and I always thought there's a problem with the connection, not the wire, the actual receiving port on my Sena, and I think that is actually the issue, because no matter who uses my camera, you can't hear the other person. So anyway, that just pissed me off. We sat there for like a effing hour trying to sync the sync the damn things up, and realized there's an issue there. So I was putting off having to deal with Sena, because they are my last my last warranty return just was like a nightmare of probably honestly like 60 emails back and forth, one a day, like a freaking chess game, and then telling me like, are you sure the plug is in tightly? Did you do a pin reset? Update the firm software. And then I said, long rant. Then when I actually returned my camera, they finally agreed to take it back. Then they were like, we're sorry, we don't have one we could send back to you. I was like, when are you going to get one? Oh, we don't know. It's like, well, you're the manufacturer. Like, I think you might have an idea. So anyway, that was that. And Jesus, and on top of it, right, my GPS, I'm on my second GPS. The first one, the power button just stopped working. So I have a Zumo 660, a Garmin, and I did one of those stupid refurbished warranty returns for like $100. You give them their your unit, you give them $100. They give you a refurbished unit, and that was great. It got me through my cross-country trip last year, and then the same issue started happening with that. Unfortunately, at that time, Garmin decided, what I love about like Garmin is they just decide, hey, we're not going to support a product anymore, so you can't even send anything back to them and get them fixed. It's pretty much you just have a piece of crap. So I finally found somebody, found an awesome company in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania that does GPS repairs, but of course they only do they don't do Zumos. So I found another place in Minnesota. I was just about ready to send it in, and I plug it in, and I mean I tried this thing a ton of times. So I plugged it into one of the harnesses, and it just powered on. So My rule, I'll tell you, anybody who has a 660 or 665 and it's older, my advice would be never, ever to touch the power button. Like, just power it up by putting it in the cradle, and when you take it out of the cradle, it'll ask you if it wants to power down. Don't ever touch the power button, otherwise you're going to have like a big ass, paperweight. So. And on top of that, both of the bikes I want to take on a trip, neither of them have a harness because one of the harnesses went bad, so now I got to take a harness off another bike and deal with that. So, all right, well, sorry for a rant video, but I feel better. I got that off my chest. So, a lot of gravel on this road today, but yeah. So hoping that the rest of the ride will be fun. In a way, it's nice not having calm because it's kind of like old school in a way. Me and Mrs. Smith probably talk way too much, but is what it is. So, all right. Well, I'm sure you'll hear more about my St. Woes and my experience with customer service again. Hopefully, it goes better. Like I said, I really rag on the 10C because I do think it's glitchy and it's there's tons of problems with it. But I will say, being that it's one complete unit, it was the one reason I started filming and getting out and vlogging and stuff. If I had to start syncing a GoPro to a Sena for sound, a non-camera one, I probably never would have done it. So I really hope their new unit, I hope they learn some lessons from it, and I hope it's spectacular. So, all right, well, with that, Angry Mike saying peace out. Back, yep, still the 17th, still without calm with Mrs. Smith, and yeah, nice ride. Unfortunately, I got to watch in the mirror this car, stupid SUV. It like creeps up on Mrs. Smith all the time. And then every time there's a passing lane, we get in the slow lane with the other cars that are in front of us. And that guy or woman driving is just too afraid to press on the gas pedal to maybe do the speed limit or a little over to pass us. So it's kind of ridiculous. And then the right lane ends and you got to merge back, and it looks like the cage gets all pissed off. So yep. But besides that, this is all just what I can observe in the mirrors. Maybe it's not what I'm perceiving it to be, but I can't talk to Mrs. Smith, so who knows. But yep. It's funny, man. I've been on this road a lot, but I haven't been on it in a while, and I forgot how long it is. Pretty much we've taken Highway 49 almost the whole way. Highway 16 to Highway 49, which are state highways, state routes. They're pretty pretty nice, but a fair amount of cars, a lot of impatient beeps. So, all right. Well, with that, hopefully it's pushing 1 o'clock. Hopefully we'll be at our destination by 1:30 and can get some food. I don't even know if there's a brewery in town. Hopefully there is. But all right, with that, peace all. We're back. Yep. So it's still Sunday, the 17th, and we are headed back from Murphy's, California. Me and Mrs. Smith had lunch, kind of walked around town, and now we're headed back on Highway 12 towards Valley Springs, and gonna take a little bit more back roads home. So I'm over for now my technological glitches, so I was able to get that out of my system on the ride out. Had a good day, so yeah, pretty much no complaints. It's been an awesome day for it being the 17th of June, and then for being as cool as it is pretty much absolutely unheard of. So yep. Alright, well, I guess with that, I'll say what I always say. Peace out.
Well, the day started out pretty bad, but it actually wound up being a great day. Thanks for watching.